All right, so we are in Onshape now. We have finished importing our floor plan. We've added the ceiling on and extruded that out. So we are ready to start adding some doors and windows. So when we go to add doors and windows, we're going to basically be sketching onto every surface or every uh, plane, if you want to call it, that represents our exterior walls of the house as we go. So I'm going to start with the door. So I'll go right here with the sketch, and I'm going to select the sketch plane. Now, assuming that this is where you want to place your door. So now I'll go ahead and give my view normal to the front. And I can just go ahead with a corner rectangle on this and place it. I'm not too worried about where it's at. I'm going to fully define everything here shortly. So I will place that in. And of course, we're going to want a 36-inch door here first. So, all right, and escape. Now notice it didn't allow me to do that. So I can come and get the actual dimensions of this door on here. So I come right up here. I'm going to add this now. So this dimension, I'm going to bring that down. I want to make that 36 inches. And the height of this door, I want to make 80 inches. So I'll go 80 inches. All right, now, so I have the actual size of the door opening that I want on that wall, but I still need to give it some other dimensions and basically a location where I want to place that door on the wall. So I'm still in that dimension command, so I'm going to kind of click on the bottom line for the door, and we'll click on the bottom of the line for the wall. We're going to say that this step, we got like an 8-inch step, so I'm going to put that 8 inches up from the bottom. And then I also, so that's my vertical distance on the wall. Now I also need to kind of establish my horizontal distance here. And you can either do that from here to this wall, you can dimension it here to this wall, or you can kind of go all the way over to here, whichever way you want. In this case, I'm going to keep it a little simpler, so I'm just going to put my dimension from this wall. So I will left click here, I left click there, kind of pull my dimension down there and click. Now I can actually tell it what that dimension should be. I'm going to say, we'll say that's going to be 60 inches or 5 feet. And notice it moves it over. So, and I'm in place. Now, if I decide that I want that more centered, well, I just have to kind of come back on there and double left click on that. We'll say, well, that should be 72 inches. That looks more centered, so that's pretty good. I'm good with that sketch. I can click the green checkbox to finish up out of the sketch, but just out of curiosity, still while I'm in my dimension command, I'm going to see if it'll allow me to dimension over to this side as well. Notice that is saying 71.703, so we're pretty close to centered there. It is allowing me to place that, so it's not really kind of giving me an over constraint. Well, maybe not. It's not letting me. So that's okay. We don't necessarily need that. Well, I guess that might have just been a hang up there, but we don't necessarily need that dimension. So, so it's kind of redundant. So you only really need one to define that. So, and if you start to kind of do multiples on there, you can get into some problems. So make sure that you are only putting critical dimensions, the ones that you need, and don't try to duplicate dimensions where possible. So I'm finished with the sketch. So I'm going to click the green check. Now come back over here into my isometric view. I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit. I can see the sketch on that surface or on that plane, but notice it doesn't give me an opening. So we want to extrude out and cut that opening out. So I'm going to click my extrude. Now the first thing it wants is for me to select the face or sketch region to extrude. So I'm going to come over here. I will click that. Now notice the arrow pointing towards me or pointing out of the screen means the extrusion is going that way. We actually want it to go into the wall instead of away from the wall. And this is a blind depth. Now, we could go ahead and say we know that our exterior walls are 6 inches wide. So we could type in 6 inches. So, and hit enter for that. So, and it will cut that. Now we have to notice up here, we've got new, add, or remove. So right now it's wanting to add more material in, so we want to make sure we select remove, take that out. Now you'll see it's actually cut out. We've removed that material. And the 6 inches does go all the way through. However, I don't like to set a blind dimension with an actual number here. That could potentially get me in trouble with later changes, because if I change for some reason, if something comes along and I have to change the thickness of that wall to 8 inches instead of 6 inches, well, then that extrusion is only going to go 6 inches into that 8-inch wall, so it won't actually be cut out. And that's where then we're going to have some problems. So a way around that is, rather than doing a blind type of cut, we can say up to part. So up to part, then you kind of have to pan around, and I will select the other side here. And now I can go ahead and click the check mark, and I've got that cut out. So that's how we do our cutout for our openings for our doors. Let me go ahead. I'm going to put a window on here now too. So again, I don't want an extrusion. I want a sketch. I'm going to select the wall that I want to sketch on. So go ahead and bring it view normal over here. Sketch the rectangle to give me the shape of that cutout. So, and in this case, maybe this is just going to be a 24-inch wide window, and we'll have that be 36-inch. So let me escape that. So come up to my command here. As far as adding my dimension, we'll say 24. And then the height of that window, we're going to say that's 36 inches. So we got a 24-inch wide by 36-inch tall window here. And again, I've got to kind of give it some more. I'm not fully defined here. I've got the size of the window, but I don't have where I'm placing it on the wall. So I'm going to come back with the dimension. Most of your windows are roughly about 30 inches off of the ground. So I'll type in 30 here. And then I need to also place this in reference to one of my sidewalls. So I'll click on that. And let's say this is 48 inches over from that wall. Now I've got the placement of that wall fully, of that window fully in place. Click on my sketch. Let's go ahead and extrude that. So I select the sketch that I want to extrude. Click on remove, because we want that material to remove. And rather than a blind feature, I want it to go up to part. And I'm going to zoom around so I can select the other side of this wall right here and hit check mark. Now I've got that window cut out and in place as well. Go back to my isometric view. So there's my door opening. There's my window opening. Now it's just a matter of going and placing all of those doors and windows in their right location.